faith is something that is not visible externally. It's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's very hard to test, but a clear manifestation of faith is you praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? That's a very good basic litmus test, that if you cannot make 10 minutes a day, well, 10 per prayer, or 15 minutes a day, or an hour a day for prayers, that is a good test where your faith is. And that could be a good test for everyone, in terms of how much do I prioritize my salah, my prayers, performing them on time, looking forward to it, and what's the level of quality. And I think that could be used as a good metric for us to work on our faith. And if you see this going down or not improving, something to think about. Just like for your body, you might use weighing scales, or you might measure your body fat percentages, or some people would say, well, how many push-ups can you do, and so on and so forth. And that's a good test on how healthy and fit you are, right? So this is a very good test about your faith. And just to build on that, right, it doesn't mean, and sometimes people, again, you have all the time, you have both extremes. So it's not the point that everyone who prays 5 times a day would be at a very high level of faith. Yeah, they can have other issues that they need to work on, right? It doesn't mean that they don't lie, they don't backbite, they don't cheat. Yeah, and they need to work on that, but that is just a basic bare minimum litmus test about your faith. It doesn't mean that you're the most righteous person if you pray 5 times a day. That's just a start. It's like me saying that, hey, you know what, if you do like 10 minutes a day of walking or stretching, then you are like an athlete. No, that's just the bare minimum of survival that everyone should do.
Yeah, I think this is like anything in the world. For example, if you are crazy about football, let's say someone says to you they're crazy about football, and you said to them, oh, okay, do you play football? They're like, no, never. And then you're like, okay, do you watch football? You're like, no, never. Like, they say, I've got no connection to football at all. You'd say this is ridiculous, because someone who truly loves football, they will play football, they will watch football, they will talk about football, they'll listen to stuff about football, they'll watch all these things related to football, and it'll just show up in their actions. And it's exactly the same with this iman, that if you are prioritizing Allah, then it will show up in your salah for sure. And I think this connection's really, really important between this. There's also the thing, obviously, like you said, is that salah is one of those things where you're constantly working on it. It's something that you just need to keep working on, keep doing, keep kind of working on, in the sense of yourself. But there's an immense benefit. It doesn't matter which level you're in. If you are turning to Allah every day in your prayer, even if it's weak, even if it's bad, even if it's not great, still there's an immense benefit in it, and it takes you out of being of those people that are talked about. You know, when they say they're in Jahannam because they didn't pray, it takes you out of that thing. So it's something so important, and I think that it's something so neglected, unfortunately, among the masses. But it's something that it's such a safety and a security, and we know from the hadith that this is the first thing that you'll be questioned upon. So it's one of the first things for us when we become Muslim or become practicing, I think, to put your attention and focus on as well.
Yes, and I think one thing you just mentioned, and this is really important, I do want to highlight it again, is that even if you don't feel like it, this is really important, you have to show up. Right? Just like, if you don't feel like it, so you won't stop going to work, or you won't stop going to gym if you really care about it. So just showing up, yes, even if it is like a really low quality, you're not present, you're occupied, you're thinking about something else, but just like showing up and doing it, because that's the bare minimum, right? And then yes, and those who are doing it, as you said, it's a journey, so don't give up. Okay, you know what, I'm praying, so that's good enough. No, then you have to explore the quality of it, the attention of it, and so on and so forth.